Hello everybody and welcome back. In today's devlog, I'll be showing you the different UI elements I implemented. In the last devlog, I showed you how I made this main menu. Today I'll be showing you in settings how I implemented these different features, how I coded them and hooked them up. Also, in the play, there's different modes now. There's a levels mode and a speedrun, but we'll get into that later. Also, in every level now, I added a pause menu that can bring you back to the menu, resume or quit. Alright, so let's get started with the episode. So for the settings, I added different resolution options. Here you can see a list of different options that the computer self-generates depending on what your screen size is and what is available to your device. So let's take for example something smaller and you see it changes. And also this, but I know for my desktop it's a full 1920 by 1080 and then it will go completely full. And also you can press the full screen button to remove on top. Okay, let's quickly talk how I made the settings menu. So the top one is just a normal text mesh pro element. This is a drop down menu. A full screen is a toggle. Like graphics, also a drop down, just a normal text element, also a normal text element, and then lastly there's a slider and a button. Alright, so let's talk about the resolution drop down and let's see how I coded it. Okay, so in Visual Studio, first we need to import these using the Unity packages, the TM Pro, the UI, just make sure your list is like the same. Then first you want to create a public TMP dropdown game object, which will be that resolution dropdown. We create an array of resolutions. So in start, that resolutions will do screen.resolutions. That will pop all the possible resolutions and the program's function knows itself how to fill it in. So then the drop-down menu, first we want to clear all the options and create a list of strings for the options to fill the resolution drop-down. Then we create a variable, an int variable of index, which will be the current resolution index. Then we run a for loop through all these resolutions. So you do resolution.length. So we do string option to fill this list. So you have to do the width and the height. I don't know why Unity doesn't have a function of having the width and height as 1, but this is how you have to multiply it, and then you add it to your options. So when you launch the game, you also wanted to launch it to the specified resolution of your own monitor. So you do this if statement of the width is at the current resolution.width and the height as well. And if it is found, then you put your current resolution index to the current one. Then we do the drop down, we add all the options to that drop down TMP Pro element. We do the drop down value is the current index, and the resolution drop down you just have to refresh to show all the value. Then we create a function get the set resolution. This is if you want to choose a different resolution. So then resolution is the one of your selection index, and you set the resolution again to the width, the height, and then screen value is also like the full screen value. That you just put like this, it will automatically know what it wants. And then also for the full screen button, you can just do a screen.fullscreen as full screen. So then back in Unity, when you go to your drop down, this option is just a pre that you put in, but it will generate it itself, and then you run your code setting that function of set resolution. So when you run it, so now it's open, you can see when you click you will have all your different resolution options. Of course in the editor it doesn't change much, but once you build your game, as I showed previously, it does change the resolution aspect. Okay, so I showed you now the drop down for the resolution. Let me just quickly show you the full screen button. Just make sure in your game object of your settings menu, which is this, to have your script loaded up. So for the full screen toggle, then you can just go on click, you call the settings menu game object and you run your script, and then you can just call the function that you create. Okay, now for the volume. So first you want to have an audio mixer. if you don't have, it's Windows audio mixer. So here I created one, I just called it main mixer, and remember to just create a parameter. Here I called it volume. And you can see your value starts always at 0. 0 is your full volume, and you go to minus 80 decibel. Going upwards can sometimes distort your audio, so I don't like doing it. So at your slider, you can just put your minimum value to minus 80 and your max value to 0. So then back in Visual Studio, first you have to include the using Unity engine.audio. We create a function called setVolume, which takes in a float, and then we call audiomixer.setFloat, because we just have one, we can just call it like this, and then that parameter we created volume, and we set volume to the float that we're passing through, and that float we're passing through is easily hooked up. So here we can just say settings menu, set volume, and it will return this float we're passing through when we modify the slider value. Okay, and then lastly we have the graphics drop down menu. So I'll just call 3 options, low, medium and high. Show you now how to program it. Then here in edit, we just want to go to project settings, you go to quality, and in quality you'll have maybe more options, or not. I just like to have 3 options, low, medium and high. You can just have it so. And then in Visual Studio, you just, let's see, we don't have to import anything, so you can just call another function for set quality in quality index, which will be the one that you choose from your drop down, and then you do quality setting but set quality level to that quality index. So back in Unity, let me show you how it works. So as you can see now it's on high, and if I change it to medium and if I change it to low, it updates. Okay, so that is the settings menu. Now let me quickly give you guys a run through of the different play modes available for my game. There will be 2 main types. One, levels, where you can get stars per level, and second, speedrunning all the levels, which will have a leaderboard for the quickest time. Speedrun will only be available once all the levels are unlocked and the stars are achieved. In the levels, you will have 4 different types: easy, medium, hard and impossible. Here you can see the easy is unlocked as it is your first stage. There are 5 levels, each level having 3 stars, that's why it's 0 out of 15. I haven't programmed further, so just made this button to achieve stars. You can see if I click on these, your stars go up, your total stars, and how much you got in this easy level. And once you got 10 stars, your next stage can unlock. If you keep getting stars at your easy one, of course it doesn't count for your medium levels, but it counts to your total and to unlock the following stages. So if we add medium levels, you can see once we got 22, hard is achieved, and if you get hard levels, they will be achieved the impossible. This also now allows you to give a sense of how many stars in which level you still have to achieve. The stars per level of the 3 are divided into 3 categories. The first star is achieved if you complete the entire level. The second star is if you got enough points by killing the enemies and getting the golden coins. And the last one is if you finish it with enough points and on time. So there will also be a set time to achieve for the full 3 stars. That's it for today's devlog. Hopefully by next time I want to launch the Steam store page so that you guys can wishlist my game on Steam. Thank you guys for watching, and check you guys next time.